Hello, listeners. This is Kat, and welcome back to Put Your Hands Up Podfics. This will be the continuation of Just Trying to Survive and Learn to Love Along the Way. This will be part 24, chapters 46 and 47. Chapter 46 of Loud Whispers and a Reunion. Katsuki wakes up to voices. They're not the loud, grating voices of the villains that kidnapped them. He easily recognizes the bored, monotone voice of his homeroom teacher and the cheery voice of Present Mike, although his voice doesn't sound all that cheery right now. Are you going to tell them, Sho? I don't know. Aizawa-sensei sounds more defeated than Katsuki has ever heard the man. Well, they're going to find out eventually. It's best that they find out from you rather than the kids who witnessed it. I guess. But how am I supposed to tell my students that one of their classmates died? Katsuki snaps his eyes open in panic and immediately regrets it. The lights above him are too bright. What's with hospitals and their bright fucking lights? They blame me. He tunes back in just in time to hear the end of Aizawa-sensei's sentence. Why would the class blame him, unless he was there and could have prevented it? Why would they blame you, Sho? I left the classroom. Oh, fuck no. But you left Vlad in charge. He's the one who shouldn't have left. He could have easily restrained the villain before things got ugly. It's one of the remedial students that died. That almost guarantees that it's one of those shitty extras that call themselves his friends. I know, Zashi, but it's my job to keep them safe, and I failed them. Sho, the rest only survived because of you. He'd never admit it, but they are his fucking friends. Shitty hairs even more than that. If one of them dies after Katsuki finally having real fucking friends, he doesn't know what he'd do with himself. Probably hunt down those shitty villains and deal with them on his own. He would have survived if I stayed. Oh, fuck. What if it was shitty hair? That fucker better not be dead, or Katsuki will bring him back just to kill him himself. He sits up in a bit of a panic. He needs answers, and he needs them now. Listener, how long have you been awake? Katsuki reopens his eyes and turns to his teachers. Aizawa-sensei is sitting in the corner facing the door. He has one hand fisted in his capture weapon, and the other clutching Deku's hand, from where he lays in the bed. Present Mike-sensei is sitting only a few feet away from Katsuki, holding onto Deku's other hand. Long enough. Who fucking died? Bakugo, maybe you should wait for the rest of... He interrupts Present Mike without an ounce of guilt. Sensei. Who fucking died? Aizawa-sensei gives him a pained look. Katsuki is not fucking crying. Aizawa-sensei still isn't answering. Who was it, Sensei? Was it Kirishima? Is that why you refused to tell me? If that shitty-haired fucker died, I'm going to... He cuts himself off. If Sensei tells him that Kirishima died, what will he do? Katsuki shuts his eyes against the tears that are most definitely not falling. There's a loud sigh before Aizawa-sensei speaks up again. Bakugo, you have to understand that this is hard for me too. It was... His teacher is cut off at the squeak of the door opening, but Katsuki keeps his eyes shut. Kirishima. Katsuki lets out a sob when he continues. Fuck, fuck, fuck. He scrubs at his cheeks, unwilling to let his teacher see him react like this. Whoever's at the door has yet to move. Is that why Aizawa-sensei sounded so confused? Why would he say Shitty Hair's name like that? If he was telling Katsuki that he's dead. He opens his eyes and can't help the fresh tears. It's Kirishima at the door. His arms are absolutely covered in bandages. His neck is covered by them too. And even from this far away, Katsuki can see the edge of a dark bruise peeking out. Kirishima looks so pale, and he is holding onto the doorframe as if it's the only thing keeping him standing. What the fuck happened to him? Katsuki? His voice is raspy and painful sounding. That seems to break everyone out of their trance. Both teachers stand, and Aizawa-sensei drops Izuku's hand to step towards Kirishima. I don't think you're supposed to be out of bed yet. Sensei walks a few steps closer to Kirishima, but he doesn't seem to notice. He's too busy staring at Katsuki. Katsuki can't help but to stare back into those red eyes. I needed to. Kirishima steps forwards, and the second his hand leaves the doorway, he's falling. Aizawa-sensei takes the last few steps quickly and is able to catch him around the middle so that his knees take the brunt of the impact. Why am I surrounded by problem children? Aizawa-sensei shifts Kirishima around before he stands, holding him in his arms. Instead of heading back out the door, Aizawa-sensei heads in Katsuki's direction. He hastily slides over on the bed, and their teacher carefully sets Kirishima down beside him before heading back to his seat. They continue to stare at each other for a few moments longer before Shitty Hair breaks the silence. I'm so glad you're okay. When I heard they took you, I wasn't sure if you'd come back. You doubting me, Shitty Hair? Kirishima doesn't rise to the bait. Instead, his eyes well with tears, and he turns his gaze to his lap. Of course not. I didn't know how many villains there were. They could have really hurt you or even killed you. I was really worried for you, but I wasn't doubting you. Eijiro. Red-rimmed eyes meet his. I'm fine, and I'm right here. Eijiro scoots closer and, without a moment of hesitation, throws his arms around his middle. Katsuki fights the urge to push him away. He's not exactly used to contact like this, but for Shitty Hair, he'll prevail. He wraps his arms around the redhead and rests his chin on top of his head. He lets Eijiro cry into his chest and doesn't let go when he falls silent. It's not long before Katsuki joins him in sleep. Shouta keeps an eye on the boys from the corner of his eye, trying his best to make it seem like he's not spying on them. He may be a little concerned. Bakugo can be explosive on the best of days, even towards his closest friends. Kirishima usually has a great defense and takes everything in stride, but Shouta doubts he can even activate his quirk in this state. Their reunion goes far beyond his expectations. The moment he sees the tears in Bakugo's eyes, he turns his attention elsewhere. He only returns to watching them when they both fall silent. He looks over to find them still sitting up, Kirishima tucked safely into Bakugo's arms. Shouta should have expected them to get together. He turns back to his husband and finds him watching the boys with a soft smile on his face. Hey, I think I'm going to get some coffee. Zashi looks at him and takes a minute to take in his appearance before nodding. If he looks as exhausted as he feels, he must look terrible. All right, love. Get me something too. Shouta nods to him and stands. He reluctantly starts removing his hand from Izuku's when it tightens around his own. He looks to his son's face and finds green eyes staring back. Chapter 47 of Consequences and Name. Quite frankly, Izuku feels like shit. His whole body aches, but the focal point is his head. There's a consistent pounding that wakes him from his slumber. He's reluctant to open his eyes. The last thing he was aware of was being knocked out by All For One. He's not interested in being subjected to that pain again, so he keeps them shut. They must have moved him while he was out, because now he's laying on his back with something clamped around his hands. He can hear Kachan yelling, and he sounds almost scared. Fear isn't something he would usually put in the same sentence as Kachan, unless he was saying that someone is scared of him. The voice that answers him is not that of a villain. It sounds like his dad, except why would his dad be here? The vice around his left hand disappears for a moment, and he relishes in the freedom. But just as he's about to do something about it, the weight is back. Except it really isn't all that tight. And there's a texture he didn't expect from being tied down. It feels rough, almost like calluses. He squints his eyes open and looks to his hand. There's another hand gripping his, and when he traces his eyes over the arm it's attached to, he eventually finds himself staring at his dad's face. He's not looking at Izuku. Instead, he's looking to his right, and Izuku sees his other dad there. That explains the weight on his other hand. Dad says something and stands before beginning to untangle their hands. Where's he going? He can't just leave him. He only just woke up. Izuku tightens his hand as much as he can, and his dad looks down at him, the shocked look on his face morphing into one of relief. Hey, Izuku, how do you feel? His dad gives him a warm smile. Izuku shrugs. That bad, huh? Let me get the doctor to take a look. Izuku just tightens his hand and shakes his head. His dad gets the message and sits back down. Hey, baby, we're so glad you're okay. When Sho explained what happened, I was so worried about you. Despite his enthusiasm, his dad looks wrecked. There are tears in his eyes as he gives Izuku a tired smile. Wordlessly, Izuku pulls his hands out of his dad's before slowly sitting up on his own. Once vertical, he throws his arms around his dad and buries his face in his leather collar. His dad grips him back just as tightly. Izuku pulls away after a few moments. How did I get here? Is Bomb okay? He signs. By Bomb, I assume you mean Bakugo. He turns to his other dad and nods at him. He's fine. Take a look. He gestures to somewhere on the other side of the room, and Izuku cranes his neck around his dad to get a glimpse of the other bed in the room. Kachan is there, and looks to be peacefully sleeping. Izuku is surprised to see the way he's curled around Kirishima. He turns back to his dad and raises a brow in silent question. He just shrugs at him. As for what happened, do you remember Yagyorozu giving you the tracker? Vaguely. Well, as soon as she got back to camp, she gave the device to me. On the way to the hospital with some of your classmates, I phoned Zashi, who brought Midnight with him. By the time we all met up, Tsukauchi already had a plan. You guys helped rescue us. Of course we did, listener. Thank you. Izuku smiles as widely as his sore face allows, as an attempt to get across just how grateful he is. Now, listener, I actually have some great news. His dad looks excited. He turns to his other dad and he just shrugs, a bemused smile on his face. As you know, All Might was supposed to be at the camp with you guys. Izuku turns to him with a confused frown. How is something involving All Might good news? He was called into some meetings with Principal Nezu. Let's just say the man is not all that pleased with how All Might has been acting. So the day before you left, Sho and I brought him evidence regarding how he's treated you. We hope to get him removed from teaching. Why? Izuku is not exactly happy with how All Might has treated him, but does that really warrant him being removed from teaching? He's the #1 hero. Any school would be lucky to have him. His dad places a hand in his hair and he turns to him, away from the frown on Zashi's face. Izuku, kiddo. He hurt you. We were worried about you and the other students. He doesn't think before acting, and that could put someone in serious danger. His idiocy already puts you in danger. Oh, that makes sense then. All Might may be the #1 hero, but he doesn't exactly think like it. So, what happened? He and Sho both turned towards Zashi expectantly. Nezu removed him from teaching. It's only temporary for now. He has to attend mandatory training, and depending on how that goes, he may be permanently removed. Although, Nezu may keep him around the school for now for extra protection. What about his class? Don't worry about that, listener. Nezu just has to rearrange the schedule a little. His dad gives him a warm smile, which Izuku easily returns. And the other news? His dad gives him a huge grin, and Izuku feels excited just looking at it. Well, while you guys were away, I got a call from your social worker. Your adoption went through. You are officially Yamada Izuku." Izuku dives back into his chest and hugs him harder than last time. He feels a shift on the bed behind him, and then his dad is bringing his arms around him as well, effectively squishing him between them. God, he loves them. What was that, listener? His dad pulls away a little to look at him. Oh, he must have said that out loud. I said that I love you guys. You're just so amazing, and you've helped me so much. And I haven't told you how much I care about you. Izuku's stuttering is from nerves when he starts, but by the end, it's because he's crying. He's been thinking about these warm feelings for so long. It is such a relief to finally get this off his chest. His dad pulls him back into his arms and squeezes him tightly, but not tight enough to be painful. Oh, Izuku, we love you too. You've become such an important part of our family. I can't imagine life without you in it. Izuku sobs and hugs him tighter. He's just so happy. All right, listeners, this concludes Chapter 47 of Just Trying to Survive and Learn to Love Along the Way. I'd love to hear your thoughts and reactions to these chapters. Chapter 48 will be up next, so drop your comments below for me. Just a reminder, of course, that the fic is, as always, located over on AO3, so you can slide over leaving comments, kudos, and support to the original author as well. I'm sure it would be much appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for listening.